Reggie, what was your favorite part of today's episode?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I think my favorite part of today's episode was hearing about Tim's potential of wearing a kilt to his next opening.
So Tim's fashion, basically, we all agree.
100%.
Thank you. Hey Will, what was your favorite part of this episode?
I think Dylan's closet advice was great. It's something that I will actually use.
Oh,
Thank you. I liked how delusional I was, and Tim called me out on it.
incredible.
My favorite part was Dylan too. I asked her a question about improv and delusion, and she answered the coolest way possible.
Oh, Dylan's always the coolest way possible. My favorite part was learning that Tim's style is James Bond meets Indiana Jones, and I'm measuring every one of his outfits by that standard from now on.
I revealed too much.
Wow.
That is a great clacker.
It is. It
Reggie.
really brought me back.
Reggie, when you bought that clacker, I really thought it was a failure because it was a hangable. No, it was a hangable piece of.
You thought I failed?
And then
I thought you
failed.
the first clack, and I was like, Reggie knew what he's talking about. He knows how to buy a clacker.
I actually tried to get as close to the clacker that Mary gave as an example. So it's really
And I knew
Mary.
that he would.
Mary is the brilliant one.
Makes the sound like.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That
happy.
clack is great.
And
It's
I'll
a
bet we
great
didn't
clack.
pay $300 for it or whatever, like an official one would have cost.
Like
Oh, it was-
now they
it
have
was-
digital
it was
ones.
$650.
I forgot to tell you.
I do think that's a failure.
It's off this set of the early Star Wars movies.
I'm really afraid to be the one to say it, but we would need to return that clock.
Oh, we started the clock. All
It's
right.
a bit.
yeah, we
It's
started.
a vintage.
It's happening. This is
okay.
a real podcast.
Hey there. Welcome to Age. I am your host, Reggie Tidwell. This is Dylan Garcia, Tim Scroggs,
Hello.
Mary Green. And I am very happy to be back. I was on vacation last week, and we had the very lovely Adrian sit in for me.
Yeah, and you haven't listened yet, right?
Well, how the hell was that?
She was great, but she's no Reggie.
Yeah, she
That was great.
I was concerned that I might not have a seat when I come back.
No.
It's
We
gonna
were
say
She
Adrian.
was-
rotate in every
Okay.
2 or 3 episodes.
There was
I
a
get to
moment
do-
where I was like, you know what? Maybe Reggie doesn't have to be on the
I've
podcast.
retained every other week, so that's good. That works.
There's no truth in that jest. I was purely joking.
Oh, yeah, it was fun, but I think it's a little, it's always a little different introducing a new person into,
Yeah.
which is fresh and sort of exciting in some ways, but
It's great because she knows all of us, so I can imagine she felt right at home, but just this context. You know.
she did say we asked her at the end what her favorite part of the episode was, and I forget, she probably phrased it much more eloquently than this. I can't remember, but she was like, getting to say whatever the hell I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Bring
And
it.
not be judged or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, this is a show, as you know, that we don't take ourselves too seriously. We say whatever the hell we want to say. And we just really hope that you guys resonate with the things that we are saying. So, that said, I want to get our topic going for the day. So let's pick it.
Why are we pulling it from a trash can? We don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's a nice trash can though.
We debated a lot about what the appropriate trash can was.
That sounds like a nice instrument.
Please don't be something weird, or maybe be something
Yeah.
It's your day.
weird. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's a special
The
Reggie
topic
thing.
chooses you.
They're actually, they all say the same thing.
My heart is pounding.
We prank Reggie on his
Never.
so fast.
Oh, this will be a fun one.
All right, let's
You
see.
guys don't get to see
like
it.
the
They get to see it first,
Did you see it? Do you see it?
and then
Improv.
you get to see it.
Damn,
We're
what
on
a
the theater
great
pro.
one.
Yes.
And I just brought this up last epised too.
Yeah, okay.
All right, what are your first impressions? What's that word?
From the back, I thought it said morphe.
I have no first impression of more.
Yes. I was hoping for more feet.
All life is improv. That's what came to my mind.
Interesting.
This is improv.
This is exactly
No, this is age.
Oh, this is age.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's right. Sorry. This is age. Don't get it twisted. This is age.
Sorry.
Improv is another show.
That's our spin-off series.
This is going to be your show. You're the improv master.
Oh, I
This
know,
is what
man.
I get because
This is the
I was
second one
writing
that's
sticky
your
notes
show.
on that wall. Like,
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Like 90% of them are Mary's topics.
Yeah. Well, I like to think I was channeling the group at the time.
This is a good one.
When we were concepting the show, it took us a while to get to the idea of like, what if we just talk about something random every time and keep it really fresh? And like improv came up as one of the tools that maybe would help us keep it fresh or like help us develop like a troupe mentality. We did just like a very superficial sort of like, hey, welcome to improv. Like Tina Fey had a great talk and I showed that one.
Love Tina Fey.
But it did end up with like I'm not gonna say 100 at least sticky notes on, there's like this elephant door in the old office. Yeah, and it was a lot of topics, but I think I did probably write half of them. So when I think improv, I actually get a little scared because like there are people who are good at improv and I find them very intimidating.
Oh yeah.
And it's like to say like improv, it could get like kind of out of hand kind of quickly. And I don't have like formal training. I've maybe taken a course or two.
We have a lot of great improv troupes here in Asheville, and I've seen a handful of them, and they're so entertaining.
I haven't been to one here in Asheville.
Oh yeah, So I was on a show called the Hometown Show that our buddy George Awad puts on out at Asheville Pizza, the one on Merriman, and they would basically have a guest on the show, and I was the guest on this particular show, and ask them questions about their upbringing and like who they are, and it's usually people that are notable in
And you have to
Asheville.
improv this?
No.
What's your upbringing? Well, I don't know. I was raised on a farm.
I was raised, I came from another planet, and this old couple found me on their farm and raised me.
Yes, and.
Yes, and.
Okay, Superman.
Yeah, so no. Basically what would happen is they would ask questions and the improv troops would take turns acting out my answers, which was amazing.
That
It
is
was the
so-
funniest thing. So they do a whole Q&A and they do it in blocks. So they'd ask like maybe 5 or 7 questions. And then I go off stage, the host, the guest goes off stage, and the improv troops come on, and they just kind of, wing it, taking turns, acting out the stuff that I just said. And it was just goldmine. It was brilliant. Highly recommend it.
When you said you get scared about it, I feel the same way. Like in high school, in theater, and they always, I don't know, this is probably the worst place to try out improv is you're in high school and you're already kind
You're
of like
nervous and awkward.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody's kind of just a little bit mean in high school, not on
Yeah.
purpose
And then
necessarily.
they put you on the spot with something random that you have to just come up with.
And if you mess up, somebody's going to totally ranch you.
Right, and there was always someone really good. And then there was always someone that was like, and it was
But
scary.
the people who are good at it, they're not, I mean, I'm sure there are people who've like studied the form and like are very cerebral about it, but so rarely is it just that somebody's really, really smart. It's usually just that they're loose.
Yeah.
They're just like rolling
Out of
with
their
it.
control.
Yeah. And they're
didn't
not
realize.
trying so hard.
Right, and I
we
didn't-
know nothing of this.
Sheesh, that's what I'm saying. It feels like that was more training for real life than
That's what I was
all
gonna-
the other classes I was taking.
I was just about to say that improv probably does set people up for success in life because
Yeah.
you kind of have to be able to, switch on the dime and roll with whatever's been given to you. And I think improv is probably good training for that.
Improv is cool.
It's like
Done.
I feel like the 20s is like so improv though.
oh, well, that's
Like-
true. Like you've got no like tools with which to navigate the
Yeah.
world, and we're just kind of like throwing life.
Yeah,
at
it's
you.
like, who are you? And I'm like, haha. Like, that's cool.
Like, what if I was this?
Yeah. I really I do hone on to that because it's just like, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can be whoever you want.
Yeah, this is you experiencing life independently for the first time. Which
I
is-
also, like that. And then I also feel like once you get out of the 20s, everybody's like, all right, come on, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I have
Enough with the improv.
Yeah, it's like,
20s is improv.
yeah.
Be done with it.
But yeah, I like improv from what I can tell.
It's really fun to sit and watch
Yeah,
from a distance.
Yeah.
We used to do a thing, so years ago I had a thing called Asheville Game Night, which became this sort of movement, more of an era for us.
Not to be confused with movie night.
Yeah,
Don't
not to
tease
be
me either.
confused
You've
with
told me
movie
about
club.
this.
Not movie night, movie club.
Oh.
And I've told you you need to bring game
Prestige.
night back. And I
Yes,
told you that we
we've
should
talked
do
about
something here where we could get enough people.
I would be totally down with that.
I'm not in the
But the
club.
cool thing about
only guys.
movie or game night was that we started doing this sort of spin-off improv night just to try it out.
No, you
And and we had a couple of people that were actually improv actors, so they would help guide some of the things that we did. And oh my God, I have videos. I'll have to share them with you sometime, but it was by far one of the most fun things I've ever done. And I was actually pretty good at it because I can bullshit.
Oh, you improv every day.
It was
Just like keep it
oh
flowing.
yeah, I loved it. I was like, I could totally do this.
When you put it in a party sense, I get like
Oh, it was a
charade vibes from this. Is it like one step away from charades?
I mean,
In a
it could
party
have that bit of a
atmosphere?
vibe. Like Jonathan Ross was really good at it. He's another Asheville friend of ours. But I remember we were doing something together and we had to pretend we were in this car and we're like driving and we're just talking about random stuff that's coming by on the road. And he's like, oh, go help. Maybe we need to go help this old guy over there with his bag. And I'm like, fuck that guy, man. We don't need it was just the most real, raw, fun, spontaneous stuff. And oh my God, we should definitely do it.
Yeah. One of my favorite life lessons that improv has taught me, and I actually worked at an agency where we started to integrate some of this, is the idea of not negating something that somebody has said, which I have a real strong sense of truth and I have a real strong sense of justice. So sometimes it's in me to say, no, that's not correct. But especially in a creative setting, which we always are, being able to find the nugget in what somebody else said and cling to that and build upon it instead of throwing it away and being like, this is garbage, let's do my idea, has been revelatory in my
It's
whole
a different
life.
kind of freedom, right?
Yeah.
It's like forcing you to cut ties with who you want to be in that moment and being able to try something different.
We're prescribing what it ought to be. And the other thing is it forces you to cling to your people. You know, I'm not floating out here by myself.
Yeah.
You are my tether.
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
said this. And so I'm going to continue
That's
rolling
the fun
with that.
part.
Yeah.
I mean, it also is just a really good tool for team building, really learning how to work collaboratively with other people.
But what if you're an introvert?
Introvert. This came up on the episode you were in. Yeah.
You didn't watch the last
need to
episode.
watch it.
Stop.
You need to learn.
An ultravert.
At
Yeah.
the beach with his beautiful family.
They
That's
don't-
right.
they don't
They didn't want to
identify-
listen to it in the car. I tried.
Yeah, they probably won't ever want to
The
listen
kids
to
were
what
like,
he's in the car.
Nah, we got better things to do.
I've made Alex listen to one, and it's very painful to. You did this with your friends one time. It's painful to force somebody to listen to
listen?
it with you.
Oh,
Anyway.
you all are going to be forced. Trust me.
Yeah. Thanks
it's
for being
coming.
here. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but thanks for being a part of this. We discovered a new Jake
verb.
Springfield reposted on Instagram this word, and I can't even remember what it meant.
All I remember is I related to it, and there's ultravert.
Thank you, Will.
Yes. So they don't. Well, the last part of it that I related to is that they don't identify with groups.
Oh, you're not an ultravert.
Yes, because I've always and Adrian
Movie
felt
Club
this.
is a group, and you're
Adrian-
there every month.
I'm there for you. No, but
You're there for you.
no, I never joined AIGA until you talked me into it. I don't go out and join groups.
Am I
I know
pulling you out of your ultraverse?
Oh,
Ultraverse. That's epic sounding. No, I think that there's something so, and I was wondering because you were saying how you never negate an idea that comes out, and you've actually gotten on to me for negating ideas, and I'm like a. People call my wife and I. We have creative abrasion. Someone named it creative abrasion.
I like that.
Yeah, because we spark. You know, you can't start a fire without the flint and the stone going against each other.
You guys have that flint.
And there's this, I don't know if it's aggressive. If you don't know me, you can feel an aggressiveness in creativity. It's not like a fun-loving, let's create. It's more like start the fire with the flint and stone, you know?
Tim doesn't do anything that's not raw.
I know.
It's not
true.
Yeah, but
Do you guys
I've been learning.
Let's wrestle. Is that your foreplay?
That's a personal
your
question.
foreplay?
That's a for sure pass.
No.
Put the kids to bed. And
I mean, we have some conversational wrestling, I guess you could say. But there is, I was thinking, because you've told me improv, the state is to not negate the the one who comes with the idea. And I think that that's what makes it flow. That's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
And it continues
It forces
on.
you into uncomfortable positions
Right.
too. You're like,
You
well,
accept it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel good. I don't like the idea of this happening. I was envisioning it going that way.
Right.
But you have to let go of that reality, and it forces you to like reckon with whatever they've put in front of you, which I hate in a huge way.
But I kind of love it at the same time because it's a different type of abrasion. Like it's like to go with something that you're not totally comfortable with.
You're like, I'll own part of this instead of like being
Instead of
against each
fighting
other
it.
with it. It's like, let me wrestle with it in here and let it go smooth for a minute.
Someone recently told me everything you want is downstream.
Oh,
and
God.
at first I was kind of against that because I've been taught to
Swim upstream.
climb upstream,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
upstream, get to the
Totally.
top. And the other day I was out in the woods with this guys group that I'm in, and they said, just go off by yourself and think and process. And my instinct was to go upstream again.
Yeah.
But then I felt this, like, everything you want is downstream. And I just started going downstream, and it was so enjoyable. I was jumping from rock to rock. Like, there's so much more joy in going downstream.
Yeah.
And I ended up at this beautiful
You're
pool.
not swimming against the current.
You're not climbing against,
Yeah.
like we're all taught to climb the ladder. And it's like this weird improv principle is kind of going downstream.
Yeah.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
And not
like
in a way
that.
of like just let anyone do what they want. But in a
not
way there
lazy
is that.
way. Not a lazy river kind of vibe,
Yeah.
but more of a like.
Like
Well,
navigate.
you can also
Yeah, yeah.
twist. It can be rapids.
Yeah,
it can be
yeah.
waterfalls.
Totally,
But
it could
like,
be challenging.
Yeah, but the practice is in letting the flow happen and not staunching that.
It's
navigate
what's-
in the flow
Yeah.
versus what I had grown up doing, because I grew up with two brothers, very close in age, one a year older and one a year and a half younger, so very
Irish twins.
yeah, very close in age.
Triplets.
And so in that pursuit of survival,
Yeah.
I learned to fight back.
Yeah.
Get my identity, get my way,
That's why you're always
get my food.
bullying us around.
Don't mean to be, but there's a sense of like, if you don't fight, you're not going to get what you want,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And but it's like interesting to learn that you get what you want when you
Either
go
way.
with the flow, and then you have more of an opportunity to turn it, because then you're not
Yeah.
fighting.
What's the saying? You catch more flies with honey
Right.
than with vinegar.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
Bring
It's a
everyone
very
along.
similar
Let's-
thing.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
you challenged me, and I'm having to reconcile that. So let me challenge you.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like a one-upping, and you can see people who are really good at it. It's like their eyes sparkle when
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
throws them a curveball.
Oh, yeah.
They're
They're
like, you're on my
here it comes."
level.
Yes,
like, let's
yes.
keep going.
Let's roll with how
Yeah,
bring it.
it's like really stimulating. I imagine if I was ever good at it.
All this sounds really good. Like I think it feels like improv is a really good tool of force out in the world. But is there anything that drives you crazy about it? Like, is there anything that?
I mean, the same thing drives me crazy that I love.
Yeah.
It takes so long. You know, like
yeah. You just
working
have
with
to do
people,
it.
you like have to go with it, and there's an instinct to say, already know what I want, and that's a bad instinct, I think, because then I don't think
Yeah.
you just push through hints that you're in the wrong direction sometimes. But I think it's like a love-hate relationship for me. It drives me crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
What about you, Dylan?
I just don't know enough about it. Like
Gotta
I
get
Can you
some-
improv an answer?
I
know.
just did. Did I not?
Every day,
No, act like you
baby.
know everything. Well, the thing about improv.
Well, did you know it started in 1731?
That sounds like some shit I would have said on the stage on the theater.
Totally.
I watched that thing back, y'all. I don't know anything about theater. Do not let me ever try to say a name of a person or the title of a book. Don't let me try to give you a date in history that something happened.
Like, don't listen to anything coming out of my mouth.
I'm more of a concepts person, you know?
yeah.
Like, I don't.
That's how I am. Like, there's nothing really like that drives me crazy because I don't know much. I mean, I get the concept. I like the
Oh,
concept.
yeah.
I'm like, woohoo.
We'll put you in some places and you'll know what drives you.
Maybe,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Give me a couple weeks post this episode, and then I'll have some ideas.
Yeah, we should start having some field trips, and we'll send Dylan out. It's like, go over to that table and just tell them you're a budding actress.
Dylan would have no problem
Tell
doing
them
that.
some films that you're in. Dylan
Yeah.
would be like all over that.
Yeah,
She
you
would crush
actually
it.
are really, really good at it.
And
I think.
they would believe it because
Yeah.
she has this like Hollywood.
I'll be like, you ever seen Ozark?
Yeah. no, don't do that.
LV and Ozark. I think you actually, if you were to try it, in fact, you were talking about theater. I'm the gateway, apparently.
She
I've been
is.
told.
She's
Very
my
nice
source.
gateway drug to the theater.
Yeah, for Dylan at least. I think that if you were to go try some improv classes, you would at first feel like flustered and scared, duh. And it would probably be a lot of people who are older than you. But you get along quite well with people of all ages. I think you would have a great time, and I think you would discover you have like a core capability for this or aptitude for this, because I do think, and I've watched you do this, it's just committing to the bit, baby.
That is true.
It's just being
yeah.
like, okay, I'm accepting this as true, and how do we roll with it?
She's great at that. I
Yeah.
think you would thrive in that kind of environment. There is some kind of, I keep
Changing
getting
my
emails
LinkedIn
about some kind of Asheville improv thing that's coming up. Maybe we can look into it and go together. That
But
could be fun.
what's the meta level here? Is improv not in?
Oh, I don't know. I
I
think
think
it is.
improv will always be.
I don't know. Is it a youth thing?
I think it is a youth thing. I just don't think we have I don't think we're calling it improv.
What are we calling it, do you think?
life.
Yeah, like life.
Trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Trying to figure all the shit
Like, have
out.
you ever had like a friend who's like so bought into this trend and it's like just not them, but they're like in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like we've got all that like experiences. So like I feel like I like am embodied by improv. It's just we're not calling it improv.
Right.
It's like the blind
in
leading
theater
the blind.
class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of my best friends likes to feign that he's really into cold plunging. Goes every Thursday morning.
Oh, yeah.
He hates it.
He sounds
but
familiar.
Yeah, I know.
He sounds like a loser.
Well, he sounds hideous. Well, he's a guy. He sounds hideous. Well, he's a guy.
I'm just aside. Is this also the group where don't you guys go and get naked?
Oh, totally naked, yeah.
So when you were like climbing rocks and jumping downstream.
There's a different group. Oh,
Different group.
different group. You don't have to imagine that, Mary. No. I was fully
That was
clothed.
not the cold plunge group.
Wow. I didn't want a cold plunge because it was a river, but it was a different group.
Yeah, you
My
couldn't
God.
just get
Yeah.
in go.
For anyone that's wondering, there's nothing weird happening.
Asheville's a beautiful place.
Here's the thing.
I mean, weird is relative.
I'll
I
give you
think
the
it's
logic.
awesome.
I'll
And
give you
I've
the-
done it, and it's amazing.
I'll give you the logic. When you get out of water, freezing water in the dead of winter,
Yeah.
and you have to deal with trunks frozen to you, that is no good.
Is this
So-
improv?
No, this is for real.
Oh, this is for real? Okay.
Yeah.
This is for real.
In real life.
Feels like some good improv, doesn't it? She's like, is
And I'm
this
going to
improv?
pass it over to you in a second. so
That's
be
going to be
prepared.
the question we bring up in meetings when somebody's saying stuff. Well, is this improv?
The answer is always
If somebody's saying something that you're not vibing with, or it feels like they're bullshitting, just lean over and say, is this improv?
And I'll say, when I know this is not about cold plunging, but since you bring it up,
yes. Is it ever not about cold plunging though?
the first 7 times I went, I refused to go naked because of all the weirdness, the vibes, and ridicule and all this stuff. And I also grew up a very prudish Christian. So nudity was a thing where you don't do it or it's evil or whatever it is. So when they told me they were going naked, I was like, what? I'm not doing that. And I held on to my trunks for a long time.
Hold on to your trunks, Tim.
Literally holding on.
And I did, and it was a pain. You get out of the water and you got these wet, freezing, it's 20 degrees outside. The water's like in the mid 30s. And the trunks are frozen, and you got to put them in
That
bags
sounds
or in a-
delightful.
or something to get them.
Yeah, you're gonna
back.
get naked at some point
Oh,
anyway.
and
just
we're
to
not
get ready
cold
for your
plunging
day.
in a sauna. We're cold plunging out in the river. So you've got to like hike back out and get into your car.
Oh.
So by like the 7th one, I was like, you know what, I'm doing this. And I was embarrassed by doing it because I grew up the way I grew up. But to be in the water with nothing between you and the
Oh
elements,
yeah, it's crazy.
it was. And I'm beyond it now. I'm like so non-prudish now.
I was
like,
naked my first time.
You were, and I was,
yeah.
I was
Unsurprising.
impressed with that. You were just like, whatever, let's do this.
Yeah.
That must
He
have been your
identified with the group. He wasn't like pushing against
Got
the
nothing
tide.
to hide. Got
Possibly.
nothing. Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I was born naked, so.
well, in high school, they make fun of you in locker rooms.
Dude,
when
in
you
high
get
school,
naked,
you
so that
couldn't even go to the bathroom without people laughing. You couldn't do number twos at the at the school. Everybody would go home. Everybody would. Man, kids laugh at you for the dumbest stuff.
my kids still won't do number 2s in their bathroom.
At school?
At school.
That's so funny. They
Because-
hold it in all
because
day.
it's
This is why
illegal.
people's like systems are all
Impacted,
jacked
kinda.
up.
It's understandably illegal to have cameras in the bathroom, but the kids at their school wreck their bathroom. Like they're writing all over the walls. They're like throwing toilet paper down the toilets.
For us, it was just somebody would like come in to pee and see you in there and, be like,
And
"He's doing
push you
number 2."
against the wall.
No, and then they go out and tell everybody he was in there doing number 2, and then like they'd all laugh, and then I never did it, thankfully, because I didn't want that
See,
kind of
in
ridicule.
improv, you'd be like, yes, I was doing number 2, and
Right? Yes, and it was pledged. Like, yeah.
what were you gonna say, Reggie? Come
I
on.
wasn't gonna say anything. How cool would it have been
That.
if they have like an improv class for like kindergartners, so they can actually navigate those kinds of awkward
I think
experiences?
kindergartens always are
No.
improv.
They're improving.
They're like
yeah.
naturally, like you embody improv. I think kindergarten, not that you're a kindergartner.
No, that's okay. I inhaled it. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm here.
In the good way.
But you
In the good
said
ways.
last episode that kid came up at the zoo. Did Alex?
I have a gun.
That's improv.
That is
He's
improv.
like, I have a gun.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I think
love that.
Okay, and this is where it's business advice, but more importantly, it's life advice. Like it opened my brain. Sorry, I got something in my eye. It opened my brain to the idea of, okay, not everything has to start with my idea. What if I forced myself to let go a little bit and play with people, and then you start to ask yourself, okay, what's the game I'm playing?
Yeah.
And I think if you can start every day like that, I heard somebody on TikTok or wherever who's like, yeah, when I go out with my friends, we have to come up with the bit. Like, what's the bit tonight? Because, you know, people go out to a bar or club or whatever, and then they
like
kind
the
of like,
bit.
I think a lot of people have a really lame time because
Yeah.
we kind of lost the
play.
ability to
Yeah.
like come and be
What's the
free
bit?
and
I
dance
love
and
it.
whatever. So like they would come up with some kooky thing that they were doing that evening, and then like the whole night becomes this like 3-act sort of like, and then this happened, and then that happened, and you've got like
I
a
love
narrative
it.
structure for it. Yeah, you live like this.
We're
You don't
in time.
always name the
Reggie
game
has
that
a
you're
bit.
playing,
Oh,
but like
there's always some little
Yeah.
ruse. Yeah. It's funny because, you know, I was just on vacation. We did a nice hike in this wildlife reserve, which was awesome. And one of my nephews was just, you know, walking along. He's like, oh, I saw a bear. I'm like, you didn't. It's like, yeah, it was a big bear over there. Then I saw like 3 lizards, and he was just telling me all these stories, and I knew I was calling bullshit,
Yeah.
but I was like playing along because it was like so.
I was calling
how big
bullshit
was the
and
bear?
playing improv.
Yes, I was like, he's totally improving. He's like, that was his imagination, like coming out, and he was sharing it with
But
me.
that's what we-
So it felt like a gift to me, you know.
But that's what we get taught not to do anymore. People call bullshit, and that's when you start having to grow up.
Oh yeah,
There's no
'cause you
more
can't-
pretend.
You can't say
Right.
No, I didn't want to do that for him. I'm like, dude, okay. How big was it? It's like, it was really big. I'm like, dang, I hate I missed it.
Yeah.
You let me know if you see it again, because I want to see it. You know, I feel like I missed out. You
But
know?
the two of you, for a moment at least, you were in this little reality bubble
Yeah.
together where you decided there was a bear. And I
Yeah.
just feel like there's so many times in life and even in agency life where like, even if we can all like wink at the camera and be like, that's not real, we could just look at each other and be like, yeah, she was having a really bad day, instead of like, she was really mean to me.
Right.
Like, or, you know, the even
I
more
like that.
absurd version of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she tripped
sign.
getting out of the car this morning and spilled hot coffee all over herself. And like, you tell yourself the
Would be
whatever.
a bad day.
But yeah, I think there's just something about like deciding what reality you want to live in for a minute. And
how
some
brave.
people call it delusion. But
And how brave you're going to live in that reality.
yeah.
You know?
And there's a limit, right? Like you can't go fudge some numbers and be like, yeah, the numbers are in. Financially, we should do this
Isn't that what the
thing.
government's doing right now? I love that you can fudge numbers as the government, but then
Yeah.
you get your own taxes and you can't fudge those numbers.
Yeah.
You can't go trillions of dollars in debt in your own home taxes.
No.
Man, if
Oh,
only.
man.
God,
only.
there is that line though of like improv serves until, and I don't know where that line in the sand is.
Was not with business, because I will tell you, I feel like when we pitch to clients, when we are at the table with clients, doesn't it feel a little bit like improv? Like we go to the
Always.
table not really knowing exactly what we're gonna say.
I mean, I think when Dylan came in,
And we're
she was
playing off
improving
each other.
with us.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, can you do this? Yeah, I could do that. You know, like,
yeah, it
everyone
was.
does that.
yeah. And she learned. She
says
still
yes,
learns. She's
and.
crushing it. Yeah. It feels like that when we're at the table. It feels like we are creating this magical world because we're having to do a little bit of a song and dance because we want the clients to trust us and give us the business because we know we're going to crush it.
Yeah.
And so of course we're just like feeding off of each other.
Well, we just have to, and when we all take our improv class, I'm sure they'll teach us about this. You have to like make some agreements at the beginning. And
Yeah.
a lot of times there are some implicit agreements baked into the practice of improv, like the
Right.
yes and the not negating and things.
Right.
But then there are like games that you can play that you can also do more free form, but you kind of have to build skills in the games. And so you ask yourself, what game are you playing? What are the assumptions of that world? And I think when you go to pitch a client or you're in a meeting with a client trying to workshop a creative idea, you as a group have made some agreements
Yeah.
about like what are things that won't change.
Yeah,
kind
they're
of thing.
implied when you walk in the
Yeah.
door.
And I think if we're all in agreement about the input, so to speak, that's why like research matters a lot and having like a body of facts, if you will, just for everybody to say, yes, I agree.
Foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a fax machine?
Talk about old
Facts.
Hashtag facts.
Siri once accidentally put FAX as I was voice transcribing my text instead of FACTS. So it became this running joke. I'm like, facts.
Facts, man.
That's pretty good.
Facts. Age appropriate for us.
Long story short, I think you're completely right that it's like the whole point is not to come in with a preconceived idea and fight for that idea. The idea is come in with an idea and see how it evolves and is shaped by the conversation and let it go.
And I don't know that this perspective is shared by the whole industry. Like, I know there are I know creatives in general will fight for their ideas. There are a lot of agencies that literally, and I've been here as well, literally feel like they know the right answer against whatever the client says.
Oh, I've never known that feeling.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't, Meg. But Reggie and I were meeting with a pretty well-known designer, and he said that his perspective when he would go in with a client was like they were his friends. And this is a really, really successful designer, the top. And he said that when he would go in and they would suggest, when they would suggest edits, he'd be like, yeah. And he really like would work with them. You know, we're taught to like, oh, the client always says, make the logo bigger. The client always says,
We
I
hold the
want-"
line of what good is.
Right.
We
Yeah,
hold
right,
the
yeah.
standard.
Exactly, and we're like this. We have our noses up at what looks good and what doesn't look good. And when he said that, I totally I felt myself soften toward
Right.
like connect with
I felt
the
the same
client
thing.
feeling.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting for I want this, and getting offended.
I mean, the reality is clients can actually, because it's not their world, they can come up with some ideas that feel like you do want to like scoff at them. That's the reality. But his perspective really did shift the perception of that. So
Right.
when a client comes up with an idea, they're just trying to communicate the essence of what they want.
It's like an objective.
Yeah, it's and
Like
so
a friend.
So the challenge is to our friends' perspective, like, is to take that and turn it into something a little more positive and a little more collaborative. Like, okay, well, I hear what you're saying, but maybe this is what you mean, or maybe something like this might work. And it, like you said, it feels more like a friendship and less like I'm the designer and you're the client. You have no idea what you're talking about.
We're here to
Right.
solve a problem. Like at the end of the day, yes, we love design and we
Yeah.
love making things, but if it doesn't solve a problem or help somebody,
Solve it
and we
together.
can't tell them what would help them, you know, they've got to tell us in a way, and we just support them
Right.
on that journey.
We've got to listen.
And that is literally improv. What you
Absolutely.
just said, yeah, I hear what you're saying, and
Yeah,
and
100%.
you take the story further.
You take it further.
Yeah.
And you don't make them feel embarrassed for bringing it up.
And you don't get offended.
Right.
Like, 'cause I'll get
I mean,
like,
I have done that in the past where a client came up with this wackadooey idea, and I was like, that's going to be bad for this, that, and the other. And their reaction was a little jarring because I could tell I had offended them when it wasn't my intent. But I was like, oh, this is definitely, there's a better way to handle this. There's a better way to do this. And I think what our friend taught us, that is it. You treat them like a friend.
Yeah.
And most of our clients become friends anyway, so it's not a far stretch.
yeah. How do you not become a yes man though, or yes woman?
I mean, I think you still have your expertise that you draw from, and so there's a way to challenge those ideas in a playful or even just more collaborative way, so the client feels like they're a part of the process, but they're not being shamed and they're not having to give anything up. You're just taking what they're giving you and you're turning it into something a little more evolved. And that probably makes them feel like they're contributing. And then it's a win. You know, you're not just saying, yes, I'm going to do that. You're saying, I see what you're saying. How can we approach that in this way, you know?
I will say though, improv is better when everybody knows
The game.
the basics. What game are we playing? We've made the agreements, and that's not always the case, especially if you've just met someone who potentially could be a client and you're trying to establish that rapport.
Totally.
Treat them like a friend. I think we as a group actually really struggle with this. And in particular right now, we are like adopting some new ways of working that make it easier for us to take on bigger projects, and we're really excited about it. But it means that some of the, we call them legacy clients, who maybe knew me or Tim or Reggie, whoever, before when we weren't together as 40 Hearts, they have, you know, expectations about a way of working, or like they were playing in a different frame or a different game. And I think it's hard to, I don't want to say stick to your guns, because that's not at all what we're doing, but just to like hold space for like, well, this is the quality standard that I feel I need to meet to be like fulfilled in my work, or I need this much money in order to do that work. It's such a difficult thing to say, but I think
But it's so important because we want to make sure that we are able to solve the problem. And sadly, it takes a certain amount of time, which is tied to money, to be able to solve those problems effectively. Right?
And I think that there's a thing that I'm playing with right now, I'll let you know how it goes, is, you know, clients bring us their feelings all the time. They might not be naming it as a feeling at all times, because we get weird and we get heebie-jeebies about having feelings at work at all, but a client will bring you a feeling
plate of
masked
feelings.
as sometimes like a business problem or a management problem, more often than not. And it's our job to like deal with those feelings, like you're saying, work through it and not ram up against it. But I feel like the moments where I've had success with that, if I can call it that, are the moments when I also share how I'm feeling, and without like dumping it on someone, like I feel this way, fix it, but just being able to like hold space here and be like, that's making me a little uncomfortable because I'm worried that I won't be able to fill in the blank or whatever. And it's not your job to solve it for me, but I have to acknowledge. So this is me saying, I care about you and how you feel, and I'm hoping that you care about me and how I feel, and I'm about to learn with your response. Whatever you say to that next is going to teach me what's true and what's not. And frankly, if they can't respond to that, that teaches you something about where you stand. And I feel like the limit shifts a little bit.
Regardless of the dynamic, there's a lesson to be had in it, and it helps dictate how you move forward.
Like, oh, you want to have this kind of relationship. All right, well, at that distance, here's what I can offer you.
I think I do that in friendships too, because I'm a pretty open guy. Like I'm totally, and I feel like my deepest, closest friendships are people that I can say what I want or what I'm feeling and not have to mask it and not have to, you know, hide behind some veil of perfection and you know, wellness. But when you're just getting to meet someone and you're just sort of, you know, flirting with what kind of friendship this is going to be,
it does feel like
then
dating.
You say something and they're like, "Ooh, that's an overshare" or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Not there yet.
Yeah,
Got it.
I see the line.
Maybe we won't be there. But yeah.
It is a little bit of a dance. Like, okay, at what point do I start to insert more of my personality into this? And, you know, what's too much or what's just enough? Or I don't know.
So if you feel embodied by this, Dylan, how does it feel going through life with a line between improv and, what did you call it, delusion? How do you feel like that line sets itself up with you as you go about your life day to day, embodied in it?
My life
There's
right
a
now.
fine line between the two.
Between
We're
improv and
walking it,
delusion.
baby. We're on that tightrope, I feel.
Oh man, man,
Got her.
Is this improv?
No, this is not improv. This is like
Improv
this
is over.
age. This is age. This is me being like, I am truly delusional. Like when I walk in these doors and when I walk out, there is no. It's just I'm
What's
like
the Delulu is the Salulu.
exactly.
I am delusional. I feel delusional at times too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We, as a friend group, we were talking this weekend, and I was like, dude, I walk into some situations and I'm like, I'm delusional that I'll get it done, so then it'll get done, and then it'll be great. I was like, it'll be great. I feel like when you said that, I was like, if you could imagine Miss Frizzle getting electrocuted, and she's like telling the kids, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, this is totally normal.
But maybe that answers your question.
It definitely does, and I love it.
But isn't that interesting? I feel like I'm just speaking as the person with the most improv experience, not someone with a lot of improv experience. But I feel like that's a thing that we lean away from in real life, but like the best improvisers lean into, like, oh, I'm being electrocuted. I'm very uncomfortable. We feel the need to like restrain that or push it away. Whereas I think in real improv, you would find a way to like emphasize and go into it a little bit further. But it does make you seem a little crazy or unconventional. And that's a hard thing
It's like
to be.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah. Well, in the context of like theater and improv, you have the freedom to be whoever you want to be, and I think you have that in life. But you can make up stuff, and it's playing the game.
In theater or in life?
In theater.
Okay.
Like you have the freedom, you have the permission to play the game the way it's to be played. Make up things.
Yeah.
And just come up with things.
Like, oh, it's electricity, but also I am enlivened by electricity. It's actually charging me and I'm a robot or something.
Synthesis.
Yeah.
But in life, you have to fall back on some realities. Like, okay, let's bring up this one, for instance, because this makes me feel delusional. And I've only come to this recently.
Let's do this once a week.
Is
What
that-
makes you feel delusional?
What makes you?
The other side of the improv penny is delusion.
Yeah.
No, so I did this talk on my LinkedIn channel about being rich.
Oh yeah.
And
I listened.
I
Watch that
think
one.
I've been delusional.
12 plus minutes.
It is. It's a lot.
long
Don't.
day, yeah.
You
That's
probably
a
don't have
Substack
time
article.
for
You
it.
know I love you when I like spend 12 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it. You can just like it. That's what LinkedIn's all about. Don't watch, just like.
I
Made
actually,
for long form.
I was like,
No,
where is
you
he
see my
going here?
my most
I'm
recent
hoping
was-
he doesn't piss anybody off.
That's exactly what I was hoping. I'm like, this is happening. No, okay. So my next one after this was a
know.
lot shorter. So
Yeah.
That'll.
I watched that one too.
Great.
That's the one where you're like, I don't know, I think I was a little exposed.
Right, because here's the thing: is I have always thought of myself as rich, but I am nowhere near the super rich. And sometimes I think and I learned about this in sociology class in school, where we see ourselves and we relate to something above us, and kind of marketing and the society kind of aims us towards something what you want to be, like the American dream, the goal.
It's like another form of improvisation. You're
Right,
trying
and
to
so
be
I had
something
learned to
like that.
improv my whole life that I am rich.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, and what you learn in sociology, is that you end up judging the rest of your group.
Your peer
People
group.
who
Yeah.
make money similar to you and have things similar to you, you
Yeah.
make fun of them. Are in debt similar to your debt, are in have to borrow money and all of these things. You judge them as having not made it, or not doing well in their business, or not being good with money, not thinking ahead. You have all these
it's
judgments.
It's the social perception.
Right. It's
of
a
it.
really,
Like, oh,
and
you're not doing good. 'cause
And
you're
not
having
being
a
rich has a lot of negative impact on the impression you leave with others.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ability you have to become rich is
Totally.
inhibited by your feeling of
Right.
abundance or whatever.
Totally.
And
And
it's
I
also
think-
preventing us from getting to class consciousness. So I think this is worth.
Is this capitalism?
Oh,
Yes,
maybe.
it touches on all
totally
these
does
things.
touch on capitalism.
Right, because you have to be dissatisfied with where you are to have to buy things and to take part in the economy. You have to be dissatisfied with where you are, else nothing would sell.
Work.
You'd be like, I'm fine. Let's eat together. Let's hang
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But no, you got to go out and buy this, and you got to buy that, so you can look like you fit in here and you can fit in there. And so, if you were to do a study on people driving nice cars, how many people are in debt and imprisoned by that payment to have the car versus how many people are driving. I mean, like you hear stories of the ultra wealthy driving crappy cars. Like there's one.
Oh, totally.
Jeff Bezos is classically known for driving a Civic when he was a billionaire. So that's just one thing that you can touch on. But so my improv has been, and this is what I came to yesterday, is that my improv has been acting like I'm that, so that I get the job. You know, they think they're peers with. He's a peer with me. He understands me.
And you don't feel needy.
Right.
Is the other thing.
Right. They don't. So
Like, oh, you roll up in this car. Oh man, he's gonna try.
and
to
you know
gouge
my
me.
car, like right now, is that car, and so
Yeah.
I'm struggling with it every day. I'm thinking about it. Why am I so?
You're Jeff Bezos. You're just pulling. You're pulling.
It is
up
a
with your-
Honda.
It's like your Honda. You're just,
But there's something about him actually
it's
being
better than a Civic. It's an Accord.
That's true.
Yeah, you're one up.
But
you're one up. from
But you're
Jeff.
cool if you're a billionaire and you're driving a crappy car.
Yeah.
But if you don't have any money in the bank, you're driving a crappy car. That's not so cool.
Yeah.
That means you're terrible with money. You're terrible with business. You don't know what you're doing. Those are the perceptions
That's
that
just
comes
all
around.
perception, though.
So I have improved around that my whole life, and I've been good at it if I can avoid being seen in certain lights. Like if you don't ever see my house, I mean, I don't have a small house, but
If you don't actually make me pay for dinner.
like there are things that you can pay for dinner, you can put it on a credit card and act like you're rich. I'm just saying that it pushes you to do things that you shouldn't have to be doing. And so when I said this online, then I started to be like, oh no, I can't improv that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I
I just
can't.
let
I
the
can no
wall
longer
down.
do it.
Right.
There's
So
no
now I
putting back
can't
up.
say that I can't act that part.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that was a really nice way of just like cracking open that shell and like, all right, this is who I am.
So that was my
Your
line with
whole thing is about authenticity, and I think you leaned into it in the best way in that. That's what I felt.
And so my delusion is gone, but now I don't have any of the illusion, which is sometimes an enjoyable thing to have in creativity and in story. It's the
Yeah.
illusion
But look
of-
at you though, like you carry an essence about you that you could walk out of the shittiest car and nobody's gonna be like, oh, and this guy, you know.
I'm probably the one doing that most.
Yeah, you are the one doing that
the
most.
truth.
Because
That's absolutely the
people
truth.
see your glow, they hear you talk, they hear your convictions, they hear your intellect, and that's what comes off. It's not like, oh, I watched him get out of that, whatever.
He's a loser.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I see a lot of people do that where they overspend on things they can't really afford. Like they'll have a $700 a month car payment and go pull up in front of a double wide. No offense to people with double wides, but it's
Yeah.
like, that's all for show. Like you're living in a place that maybe could be more comfortable, and if you adjusted those resources,
It shows you like priorities,
Yeah,
right?
their
Like,
priority
it's
is-
really important to them to, have a huge TV or to drive a nice car or
Totally.
whatever that thing is.
But here's where it really came down to me. The car became such a hot point because I drove it all the way through college, and then one of my best friends, also is friend with my brother. My brother is a builder, has a building company, a general contractor, and he was working for this friend of ours. And my brother sees this other guy from a competing builder company pull up to the house next to them. And he says, whoa, look at that truck. Look how much money that guy spent on that truck. And he's not spending it on da-da-da. And my friend said, I actually think that guy's more successful in his business than you are with your van.
ooh,
And when I heard that, I was like, damn, that is...
that's
It wasn't so my brother had this sense that he's wasting all this money and going into debt for this truck.
Yeah.
But the perception
The
from my
other guy's
friend was
perception
that
was like he's
he
successful.
looked at that job or
Yeah.
that guy's work as higher end because the guy has a nicer vehicle.
oh wow.
So that's where it hit me that someone will
It's a
look at
societal
your
perception.
not your what is it, like your taste.
Yeah,
They're looking at your taste level.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're driving that, your taste level must not be up to snuff.
My coolest
know.
friends right now, they're wearing $2 flip-flops and like jeans that have been worn for the past 20 years.
See, I love that.
And-
so that's like leaning into it. Like I'm not trying to impress
I don't know. I
people.
think perception is a really hard thing, and it's, of course, I could sit here and be like, "Don't listen to perception." Like, like that could be like a really like.
Yeah, what a great takeaway from this episode.
Yeah, what a great.
Fuck the haters.
Yeah, like what a cliche
Yeah,
answer.
what if we did just completely ignore perception and go our own way?
To me, internally, it's like my perception. I've got it like 5 people on my hand. Like, and their opinions matter. And I think when we get too much on a broad scope, yeah, you're on there. When we get on,
3 of them are here.
yeah, the 3 of them are
4
here.
counting well.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's like the hard part of like being human right now is like everybody is giving their perception and their idea. And it's like that perception's really hard for me to value because they're not in my inner circle. Like what matters more, the car that I drive or would I put my life on the line for you to like go and do something and like follow your dreams and give you support?
Absolutely.
That's powerful.
So I don't know. I hate perception because she's kind of a bitch, but she does run us sometimes.
I'll do you one better. Half the time, talking about cars, half the time I can't tell if it's because I don't want someone to think the wrong thing about me. That comes up all the time. Or is it my own sense of self that it's like, I am in the middle of a fashion crisis. I complain about it to Dylan 3 times a week.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Because Dylan is never in a fashion crisis. She's got her shit
I
worked
feel
out.
offended. You're so sexist.
Men.
I think we were about to say she's so sexy. I was like, he's just really going to promote her dress style.
I love a one piece.
So sexy.
But people don't argue. But I think that for men, it's a different standard. It's like there's a prescribed, and by the way, you should challenge that. I want to see kilts. I want to see skirts. I want to see high heels. But
I am Scottish.
I am Scottish.
Let's bring her kilt.
Dude, you should start wearing a kilt to cold plunge.
I'm going to get out of my
'Cause all you
Honda
have to
in
do
a
is
kilt.
just-
You've got to watch
Or cold
Traitors.
plunge, you just take it off and get
It
in
would be
and
so
put it
easy.
back up.
You got to
Right?
watch Traitors and just like
Dude.
embody Alan Cumming.
Lean into
and
your
that.
heritage.
I love it.
Kilt it
I
up.
don't know.
But it
Could I work that? I don't know.
It was one thing for Tim to take all his clothes off. It's gonna be
know.
another thing for him to put a kilt back
kilt
on.
back on, dude.
I'm not like real hung up on
Scottish.
kilts, but I'm just saying like men's expression in their fashion is so one note right now, and frankly, it's a little boring. But we expect it. Not you two in
I
particular.
told Reggie to wear a cropped shirt, but he would not do it.
And y'all, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it, and I'm gonna try to never say it again. What are you working out for if you don't?
True. Okay, let's just do it
Wear a
now.
crop shirt.
But I think
I'm working out so I can move, and so I'm strong.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
And
I'm
throw the
not
kids'
so I
body
can get
image
out
at
of bed
all.
without the creaks and cracks.
That too.
So I'm just saying, like, I'm in a store, or rarely am I. I'm usually shopping online because I can't find anything that I like, and I'm thinking to myself, oh well, I like that, and then there's like the abstraction of, do I like it to look at on somebody else, or would I feel like me when I was wearing it? And then you have to get into like, well, where would I wear this? Which for women is a much more complicated thing than it is for
Totally.
men. And then you're like in this weird zone, and I'm so rarely thinking, oh, well, what will other people think of me? I'm thinking like, do I like the way this looks? Is this a color that I like? Does this embody or express something about who I am? And half the time I can't figure that part out. So when we talk about expression, it's like, perception, I'm like, who are these voices in my head?
Yeah.
And is that truly me, or am I hearing a critic that I've picked up somewhere kind of thing?
Do you want to hear my fashion?
Your inner monologue.
Yeah, Tim, tell me your fashion advice.
I also had a fashion crisis, but I have a Megan, so that was a big
Which
help.
I'm trying to get a Megan. It's not working out for
We
me
all
so
are.
far.
No.
I had coffee with your wife yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
How- well,
she
we'll
looked
talk
great.
later.
She was very
always looks
fashionable.
great, and she was trying to help me because she's really good with this stuff. And she's like, "Who do you want to look like?" And I was like,
Me?
"No, I didn't say that. That would have been better."
idiotic
But that's a
answer
dead
is
end.
that?
That's a dead end road. I don't know what me looks like. I said Indiana Jones and James Bond. She's like, so you want like a tux with like a satchel? I was like, and a gun? This is where, no, so what I felt, and this is what I want to see if you feel, is I want to feel like they feel. Because they feel like they are what they are, you know?
Yeah.
Like their outfit fits their life and their work and their thing.
Okay, I'm tracking.
We're seeing it now.
I
Okay.
hope it fits their thing.
You know, but
Yep.
these could be pants that Indiana Jones wore,
You're
right?
right. You're
And
right.
this could be like what James Bond wore when he's like at his.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
seeing
the
it.
last one
Daniel
where he-
Craig kind of.
Daniel Craig energy?
Yeah. Okay.
So if you take something that you're like childishly
Yeah.
into, 'cause
That's
that
a
was
good
like
idea. To go like archetype first,
archetype,
and then back
yes.
into
'Cause
it.
then you
Yeah.
can feel your way into it versus like this flattened this top with this is what all the subscriptions do. You know, you want this top with these bottoms, and to me, it always felt so forced and contrived. I wanted to feel something that's natural, and I think Indiana Jones and James Bond feel very natural to me. Like he fights in a tuxedo, and Indiana Jones like uses his whip to like go over ravines.
You know what I think?
It's Tim with a pencil.
I think the
Tim with a
thing
very sharp Sharpie.
I think the thing that you're identifying in there, it's not natural as much as it is confidence. Like what they're wearing allows them to be confident
And adventurous.
with what they're doing. And that's how I
adventurous.
dress.
Flexible, yeah.
I
He's an
dress so like I think to myself when I put something on, how do I feel? Do I feel confident? Do I feel like I am me? I can be myself. I can be my best self. Is my outfit gonna hold back my personality or my character?
Sometimes I've said, "Can I climb a tree in that?" And that's like, I heard you
Can I
scoff.
climb a tree in that?
Dare you?
He scoffed and left the
Are you a
room.
tomboy?
I don't think I ever like got to live into that fully,
But you
and we
might
can talk
feel
about
that
the
energy,
whys.
that adventurous?
Yeah, it's just like the doing of it all. Like I don't
Yeah.
like to feel restricted and confined, and I think a lot of women's clothes do that. But then I wear shit like this, which I feel like I could climb a tree, but is it appropriate?
In
I
our
struggle
cold
with
plunge
that every
group, you
day.
would be appropriate.
Yeah, thank you. Y'all get in the river, and I'll climb.
You're climbing.
You can go climb the trees.
A tree climbing club.
Just a bunch of naked women.
Oh man,
Great with that beat.
I
That's
did
on-
not have that idea.
Viral. That would go viral.
I would follow you.
I would
I would follow you.
You would have an OnlyFans with just women
Naked
climbing
women
trees.
climbing trees.
Like
That's tastefully draped over a limb.
Have you seen?
The camera would have to be perspective at the top. looking
Yeah.
down.
Have you seen the pictures? The goats who climb. There's like goats
love
who climb
those.
into trees, but it's women. Like,
Goats. climbing
very
trees.
Capricorn of me.
There is a woman that does this. I stumbled. I don't know what the hell happened.
what the
No,
hell
not
are you
naked. Not naked.
She climbs trees?
But there is something. I don't know why my algorithm fed me this, but this was on Instagram, and there's this woman who climbs trees. Like that's her thing. And so she will go out with her family for a hike, and they're like, "All right, this is a good one. It's your time."
Yeah.
And she'll climb up the
You're
tree.
telling me you
I
never
love
look at a
that.
tree,
That's her
and you're
thing.
like,
I
that's
always
a climbable tree.
Yeah.
I never admit that because it seems so childish, but I always
You're
do
like,
that.
there's an easy starting limb, and then there's
There's-
another
yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a ladder. It's begging
yeah.
me to get up there.
She will climb any tree. And
Let's
one
just
of
start
them,
climbing and
she
cultivate.
had climbed a tree and was like barking at dogs as
No.
they walk by. I'm not
Now,
joking.
where we cut it.
She was
Improv,
like-
delusion.
She was totally barking at the dog, and people were like, "Okay, lady, crazy tree lady."
Well, we were at my son's preschool egg hunt for Easter.
Easter egg
and
day.
this girl just starts. This cute little girl with red curly hair just starts climbing the little dogwood, and
Kids
the
are
dogwood is
strong.
like this tall.
Dogwoods are not.
It's the tiniest dogwood, and I'm like worried about the
Gotta
limbs.
kill
but
that dogwood.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna tell a kid not to climb a tree. That is like
I mean, I
that
know
is
if
the
it's gonna
line.
kill the tree.
No.
I'm like, hey, here's a better tree
So
for you
the
to
pastor
climb.
of this it's like preschool in a church. The pastor has to come over and tell her that we're not climbing the tree, and I was like, I was not the adult here.
We're not climbing that tree.
But yeah,
kid.
tree climbing. I feel like that's a very freeing adventure. That's what I think that's what fashion's about to me. Is
Yeah.
what gives you the sense of adventure.
Yeah. What can I do
And-
in this outfit? Who
and-
could I be in this outfit?
Right, and it would I think it makes you more, as you were saying, Reggie, it makes you more improv ready. Because you're like on it.
Yeah. You
In
can
it.
do anything.
Right, you're not like feeling
Whatever you're gonna throw at me.
restricted.
This
or
outfit is
awkward.
ready for whatever you're gonna throw at me.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I get that. Reggie, you always seem comfortable. Like no matter where we put you, you like are always at ease. It's a
you.
thing that
Well, let me explain
It's
to you.
because of what I'm wearing.
Let me explain to you how Reggie shops.
It's because Reggie's like grounded in his
I'm grounded.
Oh, he is. When
in
we
my outfit.
went shopping, I brought my Megan, and she
what
did
did you
my
bring?
shopping, and I tried on things. Reggie's out there shopping himself. He's got like 45 hangers over his arm. He's like, how does this
Reggie,
look? And
Reggie
he
knows
was
quality.
he was set in like a tenth of the time that I was.
Yeah.
Like
He's
just
got a
killed
formula. He's figured it out, and you're like looking at it like it's quantum mechanics. You're like, which I relate to. I'm
Reggie's
like,
like, do I
what
like
does it
it?
mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. What is the meaning of this khaki pants?
And then you're having to decide whether you're going to spend the $200 on like the plain khaki pants.
Dude,
You're
that's
like,
totally you.
exciting.
He's like, wait, what khaki? What kind of vibe do khaki pants give out? And what's Gen Z think about khaki pants?
What does it mean?
How do you shop? Because you always look good.
There's this line from The Blind Side, and it's Sandra Bullock, and she's like,
I
well,
love
if
that
you,
movie.
she's
love
like
that.
walking Big Mike into the store, and she's like, well, if you don't love it on the hanger, you're not gonna love it when you're at home.
Ah.
And that's kind of,
So you just
That's
find
how
what you
do
love.
it.
yeah, I also like, I see it if I was like, there's different ways. There's like clothes you can wear and you're like, okay, this is safe. But then there's clothes I could wear when like I'm playing a bit or we're like going out like you mentioned earlier.
Like when you put in your colored wig.
Yeah, when I wear my colored wig out to the bars.
That's not a joke. That really happened.
That did happen. So, yeah, I just,
So you're like, I think y'all go similar. You find you drawn to it.
Yeah.
You love
Yeah.
it.
And that's what I do. I look at it on the hanger and I'm like, ooh. And I usually can tell when I first see something. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're the same way.
Yeah.
If that's gonna look good on you.
I also,
It's all about the fit after that.
like clothes, body shapes, yeah, that all plays a picture, but like you're wearing the clothes. Like the clothes aren't wearing you.
That's true.
So like if,
you
or
dropping
are
something
they?
weird.
Or are
That
they?
was
Or are they? I
deep.
don't know.
No, I've had clothes feels like they wear me. You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like behind it
Yeah.
instead of in it. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm just like in front of me somehow.
I understand
This
that.
is how I think. This is what's messed up
This is
about
what
my brain.
This is what my mom thinks. My mom has such like an existential crisis right now.
We
with,
love
like,
her mom.
shopping. And so I'm just like, Mom, like wear whatever you want. And now she's wearing like the hair scarf down over her head.
Yes.
She looks like a Billy Badass like nurse
it.
right now.
She's vibing
We
now.
gotta get her
vibing.
back in here for lunch.
We do.
Yeah.
Star's
the
great.
best.
But yeah, I think like, I don't know. I don't think too deep.
Oh man, that's
Just try
hard.
something on.
Great
and-
advice.
That is great advice, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible.
It's very
Yeah, it's
cliche.
great
I'm
advice.
so sorry.
Tim's not gonna follow it.
I feel like we're the overthinkers.
Yeah.
yes, and thinking, I think, therefore I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Bullshit, man.
I need to do
gotta-
some more thinking about the thinking. That's Tim. It's like,
Have I thought about this thinking hard enough, do you think?
Maybe you should improv next time you wear clothes.
Actually,
that's a great what if statement. What if you improv when you go to try on clothes?
I like this actually.
Just totally
but
like,
I'll get stage fright.
throw away no you won't.
No, well, I go the other way. And my mom and I have always, I grew up in the theater. So we'll like have a bunch of things that we're like, yeah, I could totally wear that. But it's like, it is a different character. It's like a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
flavor of
And if you
me.
wake up that morning with that character.
Yeah. But the problem is I so rarely wake up with the character.
Right.
I'm like, I've built a whole closet for a bunch of me's that
You're like, gosh,
don't
that's not me
exist.
today.
Isn't it
bunch of
with
names.
improv? You don't neglect, you just go.
No negate.
No negate.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you don't
Or
no.
neglect.
Or
No
neglect.
neglect.
Or
No
neglect,
neglect.
you just
Yeah.
go.
Right.
Maybe you
Like
just
wing
go.
it. Yeah.
And
Maybe
body
I
it.
just go.
Just
Maybe you
go.
body it.
Maybe I just go. We say this thing in our house. It's from the Disney Channel original movie Brink, if you're familiar. And there's he's like a X Games,
Yeah.
like I'm giving too many details. Half of these are gonna be wrong, but he's like a skater dude from like the '90s, and there's like a villain skater dude, and they've got weird like sexual tension that nobody talks about because it's Disney Channel, whatever. But he's like in the middle of a competitive event.
'Cause it's Disney
And he's not doing well, and his little like brat kid sister comes up to him, and she's like, "Skate better," and then he's like, "Skate better." It's like if it were
Lights
that
go on.
easy.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
Great idea, but no, it's really good advice. I'm bad at advice. I'm bad at taking it.
I'm bad at advice too.
No, I'm just like I can't. I'm struggling. Is all I'm trying to say.
So is it important to know the line between improv and delusion? Because wouldn't an inventor inventing something seem delusional?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm like, if you walk into a client meeting and you have an idea that is huge, and someone could say, that's delusional, let's get real. What can we really expect to see? And that's fine. Like, I think that we've been in a data-driven economy and market. It's just been, everyone's just feeding off the data. But what is that level of like delusion that takes us to the next level? You know, like, is there a better way to have an economy versus capitalism?
That is true.
Is there a better way to have a company maybe owned by the employees? Is there, so it's like that improv, the play, can be used in business, I think. What if play is a part of business to push us to the next level? The imaginative sci-fi level where, you know, they say once you see something in sci-fi, it's only a matter of time before it becomes a reality. Because someone is improving and delusional that someone would have a phone that they can connect with the internet and do all this power
I was
on.
gonna say, what if delusion really is just the precursor to improv and then ultimately success? Because I feel like most things that have become commonplace, like cell phones, like
cars. Imagine
like
the first person to see a car, like, what?
Totally, like AI, like all of these
that one.
things started off as someone's delusional idea that they didn't give up on.
Exactly. So I like Dylan's
I like delusion. I think
embody
delusion can work.
the improv, embody the
I think
delusion.
delusion and improv can help change the world.
Yeah.
You just can't give up on it.
What if we start with delusion and we
Yes.
back into reality instead of like starting with reality and hoping we get to something great?
Yeah,
You won't ever get
exactly.
past it. Reality is like a brick.
Yeah,
Then you're
break
right.
Yeah, like
through.
they say, fail faster. Like get the big delusional idea out there and
Yeah.
see how it floats.
Yeah.
You know?
See, someone had this idea. They said the big hairy idea, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
ambition or
delusion
something.
better.
Yeah.
And
I
Be
like-
crazy.
Be-
Be
Come in and be
absolutely
delusional.
insane about this. Yeah.
Wow,
that.
we
I'm
should
inspired.
change our little subline, our byline to 40 Hearts, the delusional creative company. I love it.
I do too.
Where's the lie?
Delusions of grandeur.
Done. Done.
I love that.
So true, it's a little scary.
On that note, I'm gonna wrap us up. If you like this, if this is your kind of vibe,
Smash the like button.
talking with a I
Share
know,
with
right?
10
Oh, that
friends.
is kind of a thing. Like and subscribe. Like no.
Is this cringe?
Making fun of it, but we're actually like really desperate.
Yeah, actually, can you please like and subscribe and share? But if you
No one's
like
dying,
this
Reggie.
and you
We're
feel
gonna
like
make your friends listen to this.
if you feel like this is your crew, we're here. Like
We're
you know,
delusional.
and we're delusional.
There are
we're
extra
delusional.
desks in our office. We honestly, you know.
Yeah, come hang out.
coworker.
Come, come work with us. Give us work, whatever. But definitely check in to our next episode because we do this week after week. I don't know exactly how we're gonna roll them out, but I can tell you that we will be doing episodes, and we will hope every week that you come and take a listen or watch. And with that, I will bid you adieu, and thank you for being here.
Was that all improv?
Look, all that is
That was
certain is we
improv.
will be making episodes.
We don't know what it's going to be.
We don't know when.
Thanks for listening. This podcast was created and developed by our hosts, Reggie Tidwell, Tim Scroggs, Mary Green, and Dylan Garcia. Produced by me, Mary Green. Live production and editing by Will Kennedy. Graphic design by Dylan Garcia. And set design by Megan Scroggs. Today's episode is presented lovingly by 40 Hearts, creators of enduring value.